Hi, my name is Blair Beckwith. I lead the developer relations team here at Shopify. I'm here today with Sarah Jane Morris to talk a little bit about how to market your application within the Shopify ecosystem. Now, myself, along with my team here at Shopify, have been building the developer relations program and the App Store for over 5 years now, helping partners in the Shopify ecosystem build their products, launch their businesses, and market their applications. We've seen the App Store grow from less than 100 apps in 2012 to more than 1,500 today. And we've been lucky enough to see the stakes grow as some of you have built million-dollar businesses on top of Shopify. Now, this growth has been exciting, but it's also sort of changed the game. When there was 100 apps in the App Store, you could get by with the mindset of, if you build it, they will come. Now that the App Store has grown and the opportunity has grown as well, then it's really changed the stakes. You need to differentiate your product to be successful. You need to make your product unique from your competitors. And then once you've built the best app that you can, you need to ask yourself, how do you effectively get your app into the hands of merchants? Not just how to best market your app, but how product and market thinking need to come together. Let's talk for a minute about philosophy in the Shopify App Store. Shopify is, just by its nature, a product-driven company, and the App Store, by extension, is too. Now, when you look at paid placement in the App Store, it's something that we haven't done yet because we want the best products to win, not necessarily the companies that have the most money to throw at advertisements. Now, this is reflected in how we're looking at ranking apps, how we're recommending apps, how we're handling search in the App Store, really just the most organic ways that apps get into the hands of merchants. Ranking well means capturing the largest chunk of our most engaged customers. These are the customers that are coming to the App Store every day to see all the exciting things that our partner ecosystem has built. When we look at ranking, sure, we're looking at things like installs and reviews. We're doing some math behind the scenes to make sure that the scores we're calculating are right. When we're looking at app recommendations, shops like you, we're making sure that the apps that merchants see are apps that a merchant's peers are getting a lot of value out of, and making sure that we're delivering the best apps for the merchant. Some of the biggest factors when it comes to ranking, though, are product-driven. Are you using what we're providing to build the best product that you can for merchants? There's no point wasting money on all of the paid marketing opportunities like pay-per-click advertisements or your email marketing list until you get your product where it needs to be first. Now, as Oren Harris says, who leads our merchant app experience team, we want to ensure that the experience each merchant receives when using any app in the App Store is the best and most user-friendly it can possibly be. So we're going to surface apps that meet those criteria first. You heard Kyle talk at Unite about the UI kit. If you want to rank well, then you need to use that. That ties in with the embedded app SDK, which lets a merchant use your app right in the admin where they spend most of their day. When it comes to paying for your apps, using us to charge the apps through the billing API makes a lot of sense. It makes merchants' lives easier, and it makes your life easier when you're looking to collect money as well. When we're evaluating how we rank apps, we're looking at all this stuff. As well, we're looking at the general UX of an app, and we understand that not everybody who's tuning in here is a UX expert, but I hope you got the chance to meet some at Unite, and collaborating with other partners is a great way to fill in those gaps in your knowledge. On top of ranking and search, using these APIs can help you retain customers once you've acquired them. We've seen incredible value in adding more touch points within Shopify for the apps that you've built. The merchants aren't always going to go into their apps page and click on your app. So the more that we can expose them where merchants spend the most of their time, whether that's timeline or the product pages or orders, then the more engagement we can drive in your apps and the stickier those customers will be. One way we've done this is with app actions. Now, app actions have been around for years, but we've recently put a lot of effort into making sure that they're properly exposed to merchants. We sort of fell into a vicious cycle where merchants weren't really using app actions because they weren't really aware of them. And so our partners weren't really putting a lot of effort into that functionality either. What actions allow you to do is go from a product page right into the relevant place within an app. So if you're on a product page, you can say add that product directly into an email campaign through MailChimp or Klaviyo. So what we've done is changed our classic apps menu, which is represented by just 3 dots, which merchants didn't know what it meant, into an apps dropdown. And we saw the engagement with app actions absolutely skyrocket. And we're looking at more ways in the future to bring this functionality even more to the forefront. On top of that, we've built things like the Merchant Marketing API, which allows a marketing app to bring the data that represents the value that it's bringing to merchants right into the admin, so that merchants don't need to click through an app just to get a report on how the app is functioning for them. We're exploring more ideas around admin engagement, and we're excited to share those with you throughout the year. Now, once you've driven traffic to your app listing, well, you've won the battle, but not the war. It's easy to throw advertising dollars at ads to get traffic to your listing, but converting on that is the hard part. Now, if you're fine with kind of typical conversion rates, then just keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to win, you're going to have to have the best copy, the best screenshots, a great banner, a beautiful icon, awesome reviews, tight selling points, a very concise app listing, and just everything has to be incredible. If you're not in the position to build a beautiful banner, then again, I would encourage you to find somebody who can help you with that. We also provide a ton of content around what great app listings should look like through our blog and our documentation. So what is a great app listing? A great app listing really sells your apps. As they say, you only get one chance at a first impression. This is your chance to really show how you're different from your competitors. It's not the time to just list features. It's the time to sell value. What do you offer that your competition doesn't? Why should merchants give you their hard-earned money versus one of your competitors? It's important to be super intentional with your selling points and your screenshots. This is your chance to highlight the highest impact features that your app has. Show off how your apps look, because merchants have time and time again shown that they value the UX of your app above almost all else. One other thing that kind of straddles the line between product and marketing is pricing, and that lives right on your app listing as well. Now, as I was sort of developing the content for this talk, a lot of people told me, don't talk about pricing. There's no right answer for everybody. There is no one size fits all. And while I think that's true, I think we're in a good position to give some guidance. One thing that we've seen over the years is a deep hesitation among merchants to pay more for any single app than they do for Shopify as a whole. Shopify has sort of set the merchants' expectations about what they can expect from software for their dollar. So if you're building a simple app, try to price it below Shopify. If you're building something that has, there's ERP integration, 3PL integration, very in-depth reporting, it's optimized for very high grossing merchants, then you can charge whatever you want if it's an app that's going to be a core part of a merchant's life on Shopify. But just know that when you do that, you're going to be sort of segmenting your merchants and primarily focusing on advanced Shopify and Shopify Plus merchants just due to cost. So, app marketing. It takes more than just marketing to be successful, but product thinking as well. We've covered some questions to ask yourself, some techniques to apply, and some tools to explore. Now I'm going to hand this over to Sarah Jane to cover how to connect to the merchant community to further your marketing efforts.
Thank you so much, Blair. I'm Sarah Jane, and I lead our developer community on the apps team. You can all call me SJ, by the way. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about success in the App Store and building trust with our partner and merchant community to help your marketing initiatives succeed. So we hear you loud and clear. Marketing is your biggest challenge as app developers. We recently got the survey results for our 2017 App Developer Survey together, and we know that 45% of you are building your businesses entirely on your own, and a further 41% of you never hire outside help in the form of UX, marketing, support, etc. So we're here to help share what success looks like at Shopify to help you with these initiatives. As Blair mentioned, we have some of our best practices around app listings embedded directly into our docs. We're also going to be working on rolling out more marketing success guidelines in the future. We've got a dedicated community content team that's speaking to you every day to develop content to address your pain points and share your successes. So you've heard throughout several of the talks at Unite that merchant reliance on apps is at an all-time high. With 400,000 merchants in our marketplace, there's never been a better time to build for Shopify and help our merchants succeed. So we can't be prescriptive about exactly what marketing is going to work for your apps, but we can be transparent about what success looks like in the App Store, and we can help facilitate community building so that your marketing initiatives succeed with your brand that's trusted. Let's take a look at an improvement that we've made to the App Store. You may have now noticed that reviews are now sorted by star level. We've also added a Was This Review feature, and this will help merchants to upvote and downvote reviews based on how helpful they are. Eventually, we're going to be aggregating this Was This Review helpful data to help surface the most helpful and relevant reviews first, instead of just the most recent. So, Blair and I have shared a lot about what's happening under the hood at Shopify and what success looks like in the App Store itself. I'm going to shift a little bit now to some of the ways that you can connect with our merchant and partner community. So what exactly am I talking about when I talk about community? Ultimately, community is a shared purpose, shared identity, and shared experience. Entrepreneurs in the Shopify community are among some of the most engaged branded community members I've seen out there. And where exactly do they live? Well, like any branded community, they're a little bit all over the place, online and off. Some of the more engaged communities that we've seen online are in our own e-commerce university forums, the online question and answer platform Quora. Facebook also features a number of engaged merchant communities. Shout out to Shopify Entrepreneurs that has over 32,000 members at this point and is hosted by Hey Carson, a Shopify expert. There's even a Slack instance called Ecom Talk where you can connect with merchants and even fellow app developers. And for you Redditors out there, there's even a pretty engaged Shopify subreddit. Offline, there's lots and lots of organic opportunity. A great place to start is meetup.com. Just go in and enter Shopify or e-commerce or any other relevant keywords for your business and seeing events pop up all over the globe. And if there isn't one happening in your city or town, there's no better opportunity to start one yourself, to express thought leadership and build community locally. So, I've talked a lot about how busy you are and how little time you have, and I've also talked about how important community building is. So how exactly do you go about prioritizing which community initiatives are going to help move your marketing initiatives forward and make the most sense for your business? Enter the community commitment curve. This is a concept I first heard about from Douglas Atkin, who's the global head of community over at Airbnb. Essentially, the community commitment curve helps you map your important business or marketing milestones and understand the incremental community interactions that build trust and help move these milestones forward. So, I'm going to tell you all a story now and see if you can follow along the community commitment curve and the different milestones, incremental and large, to see if you can kind of track this community tale as it comes to a head. So, Sam lives in Minneapolis. Sam makes custom dog toys, and he just launched samsdogtoys.com. Sam is really new to online marketing and new to building a business online. So he's eagerly joined several meetups, and he's joined a Slack community, Ecom Talk. He recently registered for a meetup all about how apps can help improve his business. At this meetup, he hears a talk by Melissa. And Melissa is an app developer who created AgeCheck. AgeCheck is an online age verification tool that can be added to any online store. So Sam clearly does not need an age verification tool for his custom dog toy store. However, he remembers a conversation that he had online with Chang on Slack. And he goes back to Slack, to Ecom Talk, to connect with Chang once again and let him know about Melissa's AgeCheck app. Chang is really excited to hear that his problem of being able to validate the legitimacy of his orders for this online winery that he is building a website for is going to be solved with AgeCheck. So he immediately installs AgeCheck. Now, in a separate community trajectory, the online winery, the winery that he's building the website for, actually does a talk at a wine commerce event. In this talk, the CEO of the wine company gets the attention of a Napa Valley winery who's very interested in their specific, grape varietals and also their tech stack and their online store, including Melissa's app. Ultimately, this led to an acquisition of the winery that Chang was building the website for, and Melissa got taken along for the ride and had her app deployed across a suite of Napa Valley wineries. So obviously not every community trajectory is going to lead to this kind of massive outcome, but the great news about the community commitment curve is that it allows you to see the incremental value in some of these smaller trust-building, community-building interactions that happen over time and lead to some of these great outcomes. So a great exercise is to map some of your milestones along this curve, understand what your marketing goals are, and imagine what some of the community initiatives might be that will help push them forward over time. Now, Blair mentioned that you can connect with our partner community to help accelerate some of these community goals, as well as share knowledge. So Unite is definitely one way to connect with our partners, but the great news is we have partner events happening globally around, year-round. So we had 45 events that happened last year. We're well on our way to possibly doubling that number this year. There's been events all over the globe this year already in Amsterdam, in Dubai. We have a series of events coming up next month all over Europe. And so all we ask, in exchange for having you host and organize the logistics of the meetup, we'll provide marketing support in the form of a localized email blast, as well as social media support, and a small budget to help your meetup succeed. All you need to do is follow some pretty high-level branding guidelines on our part. And if you're interested in learning more about the merchant experience, stay tuned for Shop Class. That's going to be a series of merchant-focused events that are happening this year. So I just want to close with a story that came out of Unite 2016 that's all about a partner community acceleration. So two of our app developers, Sweet Tooth and Recharge, connected over cocktails and got to talking about their shared community goals. They are both extremely interested in loyal, recurring customers. They both have apps that cater to that market. And so they got to talking and became in close contact in the weeks that followed, and eventually they realized that a formal integration made sense for their businesses. Within a month of launching the formal integration, 15 merchants were on board that were mostly Shopify Plus, and so far, on last check, these integrations have generated over 570,000 loyalty points, earned over to 22,000 recurring paying subscribers. So definitely take the time to meet with the partner community, have these conversations, and help accelerate your own community goals. Now, our team is here to help accelerate community with you and build trust with you over time. So definitely feel free to reach out to us, get in touch with us, and we want to share what success looks like in the Shopify app ecosystem. Take a look at some of these resources. This bit.ly will help you get direct access to our App Store success guidelines, and feel free to email us anytime. And we really hope to see you next year at Unite 2018. Thanks so much.